Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, class. We'll wait for maybe another 10 minutes because 6:10 is your class, right? Let everybody join and we'll continue. Hi, Aishwarya.
Hi, ma'am.
This is your first class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so have they started classes for you at school for sixth grade? Did they start classes for you at school?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's summer vacation for us.
You're in your summer vacation. All right. So I'll just tell you how this class actually works. Okay, so it'll be easy for you to capture. So we'll be taking class every day, and while I'm taking class, I don't want you to take down notes. Okay, I want you to listen to the. And after every topic that I've taught, I'll be giving you 5 minutes, 10 minutes for you to note it down, whatever I'm showing on notes. Okay, so yeah, you once I'm taking class, you will note. You can see how I'm taking class. So the time where I'm giving you to take down the notes, that is the time when you will be allotted to ask me whatever doubts you have. Okay, you can ask me any doubts, and if you want me to teach the part again, I can do that. All right. And in case if you have missed any class, you can view my lecture. Okay, you have access to my lectures, my past lectures. I have mentioned the date and the name of the lesson that we are currently learning. So you can go and you can view that. Okay, in case if you have missed any class, and you can listen to my lecture, and you have any doubt means you can just text me on private on WhatsApp that I'm not understanding this. So I'll teach that again to you in class. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
And I'll be giving you all homework every day. What I want is, I want you to complete the homework. It'll all homework will be based on whatever I've taught in class for that day. You have to complete your homework. You can use Google or anything, but it should be understandable. Okay, I might ask you questions from the homework. So I want you to do the homework, and you should write it down in a notebook and send it to me as a picture in WhatsApp. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
And yeah, that's it. Okay, we'll just wait for your rest of your friends and we'll introduce you to the class and we can start with it. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, good evening, all of y'all. A few more are yet to join. I guess you're not joined yet. Maybe wait for 5 more minutes. Until then, we'll be discussing the answers that we had in the test. So, Aishwarya, every Sunday, you'll be having a small test on whatever is being taught in class. Okay. So it may be some 10-mark question, 20-mark question, fill in the blanks, match the following, something like that. Okay. And the answers will be discussed in the class, the next class. Okay. And I want you to, like, every time, every Sunday, the test will be from morning 9 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. You have access. Okay. So you can like access the test anytime in between them. Okay. And I want you to attend the test without fail. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And let everybody join and we'll introduce you. So to start off with, the rest of the class, did you all do your test?
Yes, ma'am.
Advika and Soumya, please turn your camera on. Okay. So this time the ordering answer will be Adrit, Advika, Ashwath, and Soumya. Okay. So the first question is, chalk in water is soluble or insoluble?
I'm soluble.
Soluble, very good. Okay, fine. Okay, Soumya. Okay, next question, next person. Objects float in water because their dash is less than water.
Density.
Density, very good. Next one. Every object around us is made up of tiny particles of matter called as dash. Advika? Advika? Soumya? Okay, two muted people today then. You guys are never going to answer. It's going to be only Ashwit and...
Ma'am?
Can you... Yeah, Soumya. What is the answer?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
Oh, just a minute. Yeah, every object around us is made up of tiny particles of matter called as dash.
Molecules.
Molecules. Okay. Ashwat, can you try?
Atoms.
Atoms, very good. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'm getting a call. Hello. Solada. Yeah, I'll tell her. I'm sure. No, I'm taking class. I'll ask her to do it. Just a minute, guys. I'll be back. Ma, how did you come? Okay. So I hope you understood your mistake, Soumya. This is a question that I've repeated also in the test. So please don't make the mistake again. It's atoms, not molecules. Okay. Next person who's after Ashwat. Materials which are difficult to compress are called dash. Adrit?
Yes, ma'am. Hard materials.
Hard materials, very good. Salt and sugar are soluble or insoluble in water. Soumya?
Ma'am, salt water is
It's insoluble. Salt never dissolves in water. How can it be insoluble? Please listen carefully, Soumya. Ashwath, the materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly are known as
Translucent.
translucent. Very good. Next one, Adrit. Sugar, when mixed with water, disappears because it gets dashed in water.
Ma'am, dissolve.
Dissolve. Very good. Soumya, when iron is ringed with a key, it makes a ting sound. This property of iron is known as
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you tell me your answer?
Ma'am, sonorous.
Sonorous. Very good. Ashwath, the object. Advika, can you hear me?
Ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I am. Can you answer this question, Advika? The objects that.
Ma'am, actually my network.
Okay, fine. Ashwath, the object that allows the flow of heat are known as.
Ma'am, I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, Adrit.
Ma'am, is it metallic minerals?
No. Good conductors. Thought you that remember. Good conductors allow the flow of heat. Bad conductors don't allow the flow of heat. Last question. Ashwath, rearing and harvesting of silk from silkworm is known as?
Ma'am, agriculture.
Sericulture. Very good. So, solids. Ashwath, I can maybe give you 1 mark this time because you have written conductors. So, which is good. Okay. So now, can we all unmute ourselves and give Ashwath a round of applause because he scored the highest mark, which is 9 out of 10. Can you all do that for Ashwath, please? Okay, thank you, class. Thank you. Very good, Ashwath. Keep it up. Last time you were very low, no? This time you've scored the highest. Congrats. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And the second rank is Soumya. What mistakes you have made is you've written opaque for translucent, molecules for atom, and you've written salt is insoluble, but sugar is soluble. Both of them are soluble, okay? And what else? For good conductors, you've written heat transfer. So you have scored 6 out of 10. Can we give her also an applause? Okay. And Deepika is not here. She scored 4. I don't know why she scored less because she always gets more. Okay, anyways. So this is how the answers will be discussed. I hope you will learn better, Aishwarya. Yeah. So feel free to ask me any doubts. All right. For the missed classes, you can view the lectures.
Ma'am, actually I did the test.
You did the test, but why haven't I got your name? Let me refresh and come. Wait. Adrit, yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. What happened? You wrote soluble for insoluble chalk. Translucent objects. Okay, materials hard. 1, 2, 3. Metallic minerals, no. Sericulture spelling is wrong. So, oh, you and Soumya have scored the same mark. Please, all of you will give a clap applause for him also, please. For Adrit. Very good, Adrit. Keep it up. Okay. So you have scored 5.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you have scored 5. Deepika has 4. You're actually third rank. Deepika has 4. Soumya has 7. And Ashwat is 9. Okay. All right. So what did we see last class? Can any of you remember and summarize? I think that I didn't teach anything last class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So today, so we're done with sorting materials into groups. Okay, I'll maybe, there's no much things in this lesson actually. It's a very simple lesson. I uploaded in your resources page and you can access it for your next test. Okay. Okay, all right. So today we'll be starting off with a new lesson, which is quite similar to the old lesson. So any of you remember how did we start the lesson, the last lesson? How did we start the lesson? Sorting of materials into groups. You remember I told you, you go to the market, you buy plenty of things. Does any of you remember that? Okay, nobody does. Okay. So let's start this lesson fresh. So what happens? You go to the market, you're going to get yourself a notebook. Your mom is buying few vessels. She's buying fruits and vegetables, and you're buying some stationery item. You're getting some chocolates. You're dumping all of this in one cover. Now, once you come home, what will you do? What is the first thing you'll do?
Ma'am, we will put it in refrigerator.
You'll put the whole bag in the refrigerator.
No, ma'am.
What you'll do first?
We will separate the things into groups.
We'll separate them into groups. That is what we're going to see today. Separation of substances. This is our new lesson. All right. So, in our daily life, there is like so many substances and so many instances and minutes when we notice that a substance is being separated from a mixture. Right now, what happens early in the morning, your mom is making tea. So she will filter the tea. So she's removing the tea powder from the tea. She's filtering, she's separating it. She's separating the tea leaf from the tea that is being prepared. And then grain is made. Grain is made, what happens? Rice will be boiled, and then again the rice is separated from the water. So you can see that all of this is being separated little by little. All right. So this is something that we need in our everyday life. So we cannot survive without this property or this action of separating materials. All right. So why do we separate substances? Can you tell me? Why do we separate substances? What will happen if we don't separate the substances? Adrit, why separate substances?
Can you repeat the question?
Why are we separating substances? What will happen if we don't?
Ma'am, we can find what substances that contains.
We can find what each substances contain. Okay, very good. Ashwat, can you tell me your point?
Ma'am, to clean it.
To clean it, very good. Aishwarya, do you want to contribute? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why do we separate substances in our everyday life, Aishwarya? It's okay, there's no right or wrong answer. You can try.
Ma'am, some substances like fruits, we should not keep them outside. We should keep them in the fridge so that they will not be rotten. And
Okay.
other substances we can keep outside.
Okay, all right, very good. So she told that we have to separate them because we want to keep them clean. That's similar to what Ashwath had told. So we're going to like keep it, we keep certain things inside the fridge. Some of the substance we keep outside, depending on how fresh the object is. Okay, all right. So going back to the lesson. So we see that before we use the substance, we need to separate the harmful and the non-useful substances, which may be mixed with it. Now, why are you mixing the water with rice and washing it? Because you have to remove all the dirt that is there in the rice. Okay, so sometimes we separate even the useful components if we are using them separately. Okay, so substances is to be separated, maybe particles of different sizes and materials. So these may be in any of the matter. So for example, mom is making nice tea. You're going to take a filter and you're separating what? All the tea leaves, right? You're going to separate all the tea leaves so that you get one nice bowl full of tea, right? So you can see this is a tea leaf, which is a useful component. Now it's become useless. Now you're getting tea. What will you do with this? After filtering, what will you do? You will? After filtering, what will you do?
Ma'am, you are writing in the board.
Oh, it's not visible.
No, ma'am, you didn't share the screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So once you filter the tea, what will you do with this?
Ma'am will throw it.
We will throw it. Okay, so you can see here a useful substance is being separated from a
Useless substance.
useless or non-useful substance. Okay, so now we're taking another thing. Now you're gonna take there's a bowl. There's a bowl full of chocolates that I like, the red chocolates. And there's another mixture of bowl chocolates that Aishwarya likes. Now I'm going to separate the blue chocolates from the red chocolates. So am I separating two useful substances or one useless and one useful, or both are useless?
Two useful substances.
Two useful substances. You can see this is also useful, this is also useful. So you're separating these substances. So here, this substance is solid or liquid?
Liquid.
Liquid.
This is
Solid.
here, both of them are solid. Okay, so and sometimes even in hospitals and all, they separate different air, different gases. Okay, so these substances being separated can be of three states of matter. What are three states of matter?
I'm solid, liquid, and gas.
Solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, very good. So this is how, based on their properties, you will like you saw different properties that in last lesson that we saw. Okay, materials, all the solid materials, metals, and everything. So now we're going to see the different properties of these three states of matter. All right. So first we will start with how separation is being made. Methods for separation. 1 minute. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, sir. Okay, so this is how you separate the substances. So now we're going to see different methods that is being used for materials to be substance. We have a new student, Noor. Am I audible, Noor? Noor, am I audible to you?
Good evening, ma'am. This is Noor's mother here.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
I joined for the first time, so.
All right, so you just want to do your class.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, let's get back to class, all of you. Okay, so now we'll be seeing different methods that is being used for separating these substances. Okay, so Ashwath, you come back home from the market, you're buying all these stuff that I told you. How will you separate these substances? Once you're coming from the market, how will you separate these substances from the bag?
Ma'am, I will separate them in a group.
Using what? Using your
Hands.
using your hand. Okay, so that is your first method of separation, which is hand picking. Okay, so hand picking is your first method of separation of substances. Okay, any of you all just give me an example, another example. This time maybe Deepika, are you there in class?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, Deepika, can you give me another? I gave a simple example of you going to the market buying stuff, you're coming home, you're going to separate it using your hands. Give me another example for hand picking. You separate
Ma'am,
material. Okay.
like if there are too many clothes mixed together.
Okay, very good. Basically, when you're doing laundry, yeah. So doing laundry, what do? You're going to separate the clean clothes, you're going to separate the dirty clothes, and then you put it for washing. Right. So another, so apart from the household things, there's another, higher level of separating substances such as tea leaves. So I've already mentioned in your previous classes, tea leaves is always done manually. No machineries are used for picking up of the tea leaves, right? So in older regions where tea leaves are there, all these leaves are carefully picked by hand. That is why the branding is done. Different brands have different price rates. Why? Because the tea quality varies for each brand. So quality picking is done during the tea leaf picking. All right, that is also done using hand picking strategies. Okay, like this, any of you all can give me another example? Another example? Adrit, you want to try? Okay, another example is you're going to buy rice from, for example, you're getting rice from a ration shop. So if there's any rocks or any, sand particles there, what do? You wash it, right? Or other than that, what do you say? If there's something that is visible to your eyes, it's easily, you're able to pick it up from your hand. You'll pick it up using your hand. There's another hand picking method. Okay. So this hand picking method, he's going to wear. So this is a method that you use in your daily life as well as in a higher manufacturing industries. Okay. Another method. Now you would have seen, your mother is buying bundles of wheat or any flour she's gonna buy. Okay, so when there is any, a lot of dust particles are there, big rocks are there. That flour is a very fine powder, right? Which can easily be filtered. So how will you separate this rock from the flour?
Oh, ma'am, we would use winnowing.
Winnowing. What is winnowing?
Ma'am, so that Winnowing is so easily that we could separate dust from any object.
You can separate dust from any object. Very good. That is one of the ways that winnowing is used for, but you didn't exactly tell me how winnowing is done. So can you tell me how is winnowing done? No idea?
Yes.
Okay, so how winnowing is done. So your second method is winnowing. Where did you hear this term winnowing?
Yes, ma'am. I studied this in my textbook.
Okay, so here is your flour. Okay, you a basket full of flour, a basket full of wheat or whatever. Okay, if there's any dust particles. Now, you know these wheat, no? They look something like this. So you need only the bulgy part. You don't need the stem and all. So you're going to separate that. Okay, so this flour has all of that. So, you know, your task is to separate the impurities. That is the things that you're going to throw away from the flour. All right. So this will be poured on top and there will be air that will be blowing. You can either keep a fan over here or in any cold region. Okay. So this fan will blow wind in the direction where the flour is being poured. Okay. When this is happening, all the dust particles will flow in the other direction and all the flour, clean flour, will come to the floor. This is how the winnowing process is done. Can any of you tell me why the flour also can fly away? No, why only the dust particles are going?
Ma'am, because the dust particles are lighter than the flour.
It's the opposite, Ashwath. Good try. Dust particles are heavier than the flour particles. Okay. So what happens? The density varies. Where did we see this concept, density?
In our previous lesson.
What did we see? What did you learn in density? What do we learn about density? Adrit,
Yes, ma'am.
what did we learn in the concept of density last class?
Ma'am.
Okay, what is the meaning of density?
Ma'am, objects float.
Very good. That's the concept we saw. Objects float in water because their density is lesser than that of the water. All right. So I'll show you an image of how this winnowing process is done. So can you see? You would have seen your grandmas or your mothers doing this. Have you all seen this?
Yes, ma'am.
It up. Why? Because the air current will separate these substances. This is how winnowing is done. So all the husk is moving away because of the air blowing in the opposite direction. And all the grain falls exactly to the floor. It's a long process, but it's very easy. You know, it's an easier process to separate it. Because these substances, you cannot handpick because they're very minute. All right, is winnowing clear to all of you all? Do you want me to explain winnowing again, any of you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So another, okay, so for whatever I've thought till now, since I'm going to the next page, please note it down. If there's any doubt, whatever is thought so far, please feel free to ask me and note down whatever I've thought so far. And also for hand picking, I'm not writing all the points underneath over here. So you know what I thought here. So write it in your own words. And also, Aishwarya, I'll be not checking your notes, okay? So you can just make note of whatever you understood from my class. I'll not be checking your notes. Okay, your notes is only for the purpose of your test. Okay, you can go through that before your test, so it'll be easy for you to answer.
Ma'am, can you go up? Okay, ma'am.
Please tell me your name and that you have completed once all of you are done. Are you all done?
No, ma'am.
Note it down.
Ma'am, can you go down?
No, there's nothing down. That's only till here.
Okay. Ma'am, this is at the time done.
Okay, Adrit.
Ma'am, this is Sonia done.
Okay.
I'm done, ma'am. Deepika.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm done. Aishwarya.
Mama,
Okay.
Ashwat.
Okay. I guess all of you are done. Is anyone left? Advika?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right.